The subject of today's Dhamma talk is Kaya Nupassana, contemplation on the bodily phenomena, Sampajanna part. We shall try to explain contemplation on physical phenomena with full awareness or clear comprehension through personal experiences. The main feature of Satipatthana is Sati and Pali and English mindfulness. There are 4 divisions and 4 characteristics, and the dispelling method is 4 kinds. The 4 divisions of mindfulness are 1. Kaya Nupassana, contemplation of the physical body. 2. Vedana Nupassana, contemplation of the feelings. 3. Citta Nupassana, contemplation of the mind. And 4. Dhamma Nupassana, contemplation of the mind objects. In other words, 1. Mindful noting of physical phenomena is Kaya Nupassana Satipatthana. 2. Mindful noting of feelings or sensation is Vedana Nupassana Satipatthana. Then 3. Mindful noting of wandering mind or thinking mind is Citta Nupassana Satipatthana. And 4. Mindful noting of mental objects like seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, etc. is Dhamma Nupassana Satipatthana. To contemplate on the 4 characteristics means 1. A nature or impermanent character. 2. Dukkha or suffering character. 3. Anatta or non-self or uncontrollable character. 4. Asubha or loathsomeness character. To dispel by 4 methods means 1. To dispel nature by anicca character. 2. To dispel sukha by dukkha character. 3. To dispel atta by anatta character. And 4. To dispel subha by asubha character. And Kaya Nupassana or contemplation on the physical body, Buddha divided into 14 kinds. 1 is Anapana Bhava. 2. Iriyapada Bhava. 3. Sampajanna Bhava. 4. Patikula Manasikara Bhava. 5. Dhatu Manasikara Bhava. And 6. Navasivatika Bhava, which has 9 parts. So altogether total is 14. 9 plus 5 is 14. So in English, the first one, Anapana Bhava, means contemplation on in-breath and out-breath, breathing in and breathing out. The number 2, Iriyapada Bhava means contemplation on 4 bodily postures, standing, walking, sitting and lying down. The number 3 is Sampajanna Bhava, means noting of all physical phenomena with clarity of consciousness or clear comprehension. So here to be noted is our Mahasi tradition method based on these number 2 and number 3, meaning Iriyapada Bhava and Sampajanna Bhava. The number 4 is Patikula Manasikara Bhava, meaning contemplation by dividing the body into 32 parts, like head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, sinews, bones, bone marrow, kidney, heart, liver, pancreas, spleen, lungs, stomach, intestines, gorge, feces, brain, bile, film, pus, blood, sweat, solid fat, tears, liquid fat, saliva, mucus, synovial fluid, and urine. The number 5 is Dhatu Manasikara Bhava, that is contemplation on the 4 physical elements, what we call Mahabhuta, popularly known as earth or Pathavi Dhatu, water or water element or Apo Dhatu, heat element or Tejo Dhatu, and wind element or Vayu Dhatu. So contemplating on these 4 physical elements is Dhatu Manasikara Bhava.
救火外有风。
The number 6 is Nava Sivatika Bhava, meaning the dead body contemplation. Subject of impurity or loathsomeness or foulness. This category consists of 9 kinds of Asubha Kammatthana, meaning 9 kinds of loathsomeness of a dead body. So, Kayanupassana or contemplation on physical body alone has 14 chapters or 14 divisions. Today's Dhamma talk will be on the 3rd chapter called Sampajanna Bhava, clarity of consciousness or clear comprehension. It is not only contemplation of the 4 positions of the body, like standing, walking, sitting and lying down, but clearly conscious is one and going and coming, and clearly conscious and looking forward and looking sideways, clearly conscious in eating, drinking, chewing, tasting, clearly conscious in even discharging the excrement and urine, clearly conscious in walking, standing, sitting, falling asleep and awakening, clearly conscious in speaking and keeping silent. Buddha has expounded in detail how to note the movements of the body. For example, when looking straight, note as looking straight. When looking sideways, note as looking sideways. So also in stretching the arm, note stretching. When bending the arm, bending. And the course of daily routine, movements of drinking, eating, there will be movements of bending, stretching of hand or the body and so forth. All these movements are to be noted in detail. When drinking, eating, chewing, tasting, it should be done with clear comprehension. At the time of eating, like looking at the dishes, taking of the spoon, collecting of the dishes, bringing the morsel to the mouth, chewing and so forth, should all be noted. At the time of eating, the meditator should eat with downcast eyes, keeping steady hand and note chewing, swallowing. Even in discharging excrement and urine is to be noted, so there is nothing that should be done heedlessly. At the time of bathing, it should be done with clear, conscious noting of all the steps leading to the bath, brushing of the teeth, applying of the soap to the body, splashing of the water and so forth should all be noted in detail. At night, when the time to rest, before falling asleep, one should note all the detail like coming back to the room, opening of the lock, opening of the door, switching on the light or putting down of the mosquito net or preparing the bed, etc. All should be noted And before falling asleep, either note rising, falling on the abdomen, or lying, touching of the body on the bed. At the time of awakening, the process of noting every physical and mental phenomena is to begin again. Start with the opening of the eyes, then intending to get up and getting up from the bed, etc. is to be noted. And this way, a meditator will not miss anything from the time of awakening until the time of sleeping. Meditator will become a moral meditator with very sharp mindfulness. Even if one has to talk, do not talk absent-mindedly. Try and talk with a clear comprehension, and stop as soon as the required communication has been made. By these ways of mindful noting, Sampajanna is well observed. Here, worthy of notice, there are 4 kinds of Sampajanna or clear comprehension. 1. Clarity of consciousness with regard to assessing the purpose is in Pali we call Sattaka Sampajanna. When talking or engaging in some purpose, whether it is beneficial or disadvantageous is to be considered. If there is personal benefit, it is acceptable. If there is no personal benefit, but it is beneficial to other people, such kind of task is also acceptable. The other criteria is, if it is beneficial for the present, it should be acceptable, or no benefit for the present, but it can be beneficial in the future, then such a purpose or task is acceptable and should be done. But if the task is not beneficial, neither for the present nor for the future, or if the task has no personal benefit nor is it beneficial to others, such a task should be discarded. The second Sampajanna is, even if a task is right or beneficial, the suitability of the task is to be considered. Some people think that if a task is right and beneficial, they do not want to wait for the suitability of purpose or time. Such kind of haste is not advisable. Even right speech cannot be advantageous if spoken at the wrong time or to the wrong audience. Buddha had laid down the criteria for making speech. They are 6 in number. 1. Speech is right, beneficial and pleasing to the listener. 2. Right, beneficial but not pleasing. 3. Right, not beneficial but pleasing. 4. Right, not beneficial and not pleasing. 5. Wrong, not beneficial but pleasing. 6. Wrong, not beneficial and not pleasing. Out of this 6 kinds of speech, number 1, right, beneficial and pleasing. And number 2, right, beneficial but not pleasing, are to be spoken. Even this second speech, right, beneficial and not pleasing, it should not be spoken only, it should be spoken only at the appropriate time. Words to be used are also important. Some words which are civil in one locality can be rude in another locality. Some customs which are quite common to one nationality can be an insult to another nationality. So it is important to choose the right place, the right time and the right moment. Such kind of consideration is called Sappaya Sampajanna, clear comprehension of suitability. Then the third type of Sampajanna in Pali is called Gochara Sampajanna, meaning domain, clear comprehension of one's domain. If it is one's own domain, one can fight back the enemy with energy. Therefore, meditators should stay in their own domain. Meditator domain means the Satipatthana field or mindfulness practice. Practicing Satipatthana or mindfulness all the time is living in one's own domain. If meditators go all out of their domain, meaning they are not heedful or mindful, living without Satipatthana, mindfulness, they are liable to be assaulted or assailed by mental defilements like greed or lobha, anger or dosa, and delusion or moha. The fourth Sampajanna is Asamoha Sampajanna. Paliwa Asamoha is knowing the truth without wavering or undiluted conception of the activity concerned. Before practicing Satipatthana Bhavana or mindfulness meditation, a person with delusion knows as I am walking, I am taking the step, I am sleeping, I am seeing, and so forth. When meditator practices Satipatthana Bhavana or mindfulness meditation, by mindful noting of mental and physical phenomena, the meditator comes to know of nama and rupa. For example, walking is rupa and the noting mind is nama. Then our meditators are instructed to note the intentions and major movements, like from sitting meditation when one to change to walking meditation, begin noting the intention to get up, intention to get up and getting up. Intention to get up is the cause, getting up of the body is the effect. And before walking, if one notes intention to walk and walking, intention to walk is the cause and walking movement is the effect. Then meditator comes to know cause and effect, which we call Paccaya Parigahanyana. After that, meditator discovers the dissolving and disappearing phenomena. When meditator comes to know about the impermanence of all mental and physical phenomena, with progress in the practice, meditator comes to know anicca or impermanence, dukkha or unsatisfactoriness, and anatta or egolessness dhammas. This practical insight knowledge is gained through Satipatthana Bhavana or mindfulness meditation only, and is called Asamoha Sampajanna. When the meditator practices and observes the four Sampajannas just mentioned, meaning Sattaka Sampajanna, Sappaya Sampajanna, Gochara Sampajanna, Asamoha Sampajanna. With diligent mindful practice, meditator will at a reasonable time achieve Megha Jnana and Phala Jnana, knowledge of the path and fruition. Therefore, our meditators should try to embrace the teaching of our Lord Buddha and practice accordingly to achieve the four Sampajannas and in due course experience the peaceful and blissful Nibbana, the cessation of all suffering, in the easiest way. Idame punya, Nibbanasa, Paccaya, Hodu, Idame punya, Nyatinang Hodu, Sukita Hondu Nyatayo, Imano, Punya baga Sabha satana Dima Sadhu May you all be happy. May you all be healthy. May you